a 40-minute journey this morning to see a guy called Radu, who is a physio, and he's hopefully going to be helping me out with a problem that I've been carrying for years. When it comes to injuries and stuff like that, we always put it off until it becomes a problem. Now it's a fucking problem. And then I'll be working this afternoon on client programming inside of Built to Perform. There's a couple of big projects that I'm working on for clients. In my opinion, if you follow a generic plan for specific goals, it's very much like using an iPhone as a paperweight, i.e. it's fucking pointless. I like to start with the end point and reverse engineer it. Start with the end in mind, and that's applicable to anything actually in life. If you think about your life and where you want to be and where you want to go, if you start with the end point, which for some people is quite uncomfortable to look at, because you've got to look at the harsh reality of understanding that this is going to come to a fucking end at some point. If you actually visualize in your mind, well, what do I want to be known for as an individual? What do I want to have accomplished? Where do I want to live? What lifestyle do I want to have? And all these sorts of things, because the reality is we lock ourselves into autopilot as soon as we start work and just let life happen to us, which is an easy thing to do. But things are easy, then it ends up being hard. But if you do the harder things, the transition will be easy. So I'm doing a little bit of a prehab program to help out with this sort of cam pincer impingement that I've got going on with my hip and around knees. I know it may not look like it, but I am fucking lifting my knees off the floor. Right, so whole point being now, I'm going to push this left ankle out and hold for 5. 5. Slowly back in. Looks stupidly simple and stupidly easy, but I think out of all of these exercises, exercise in general, this sort of stuff is fucking the hardest, honestly. This is where it all goes horribly wrong. So one real easy, simple way in which we discovered, or Radu discovered this, was so if we're doing this with my right foot, this is a simple mobility drill actually. It's a standing calf drill against the wall. So you put your feet on the floor, and then without lifting your heel off the floor, try and get your knee to touch the surface in front. So as you can see, I haven't quite got, oh yeah, that is, and my heel is in the floor, on the floor. That's quite a struggle to get that right. But then on my left, it's like boom, easy. That I could probably do all day. Bring that back to about here, which is a couple of centimetres off that line. I don't know if you can see that line on the floor. Yeah, it's still a struggle, a little bit closer. So yeah, there you go. So we're talking like 3 centimetres. I think on my right foot I can do it 4 centimetres away from the wall, and on my left it's 7. So 3 centimetres, but that difference of 3 centimetres looks like that. You probably can't, I don't know if you can see that very well, but so that's, the light doesn't help. So if I go square, I can push a little bit further on this leg. So over a period of time, and I'm talking 5, 6, 7 years, what's happened is, because of that lack of mobility in my right ankle, it's forced, it's put extra force into my left hip where it shouldn't go. And over a period of time, sort of bone has developed, or calcified maybe is the right word. I'm not sure if I'm using the right term, but it's calcified at the top of the head of the either in the hip joint or the bone, and it's started to cause an impingement. So MRI scan next. But as I say, you can avoid surgery from what I've been told, through obviously doing a lot of prehab stuff, opening up the hips, building some strength, activating the glutes, activating the hip flexors, because my hip flexors are weak as piss. So all this sort of stuff with all the fun tools and accessories is the road to progress. So there we go. I'm experimenting with HYROX footwear at the minute, and I'm finding these are pretty good. These are pretty useful. These are the Nike Free Metcons, or Metcon Free, and I'm finding obviously the grip on them, I batter the grip, but they're really strong on the grip. So on the sled pushes and pulls, really good, really useful, but not fucking forgiving on impact. I've got to be fair. A big, massive, chunky heel. They are solid. I'm looking for something, and I am going to experiment. And I have done a bit of research, obviously on Google and YouTube and stuff, for a sort of good HYROX shoe. I have tried the Reebok's X1 Nanos or X2s before. Very similar to this, I think. Like very stiff. I think something that might be good, which is in between. Now these things are running. These things are unreal, by the way. Nike Zoom. Oh, I can't fucking remember the names of half of these, but the girth on them for running, decent girth, very good. It's like running on fucking mattresses. But these sell an in-between shoe, which isn't as much as a sole on them. So I'm interested to see Alpha Fly. That's it. I'm interested to see if the ones in between this will be better than these Nike Free Metcons. So yeah, they're the current footwear at the minute. But obviously footwear for me now going forwards. Gonna have to research and look into that a little bit more to protect those saucy, spicy hips a little bit, mate. So yeah, right. Anyway, stop fucking about. In fact, sorry. Last thing, one more thing. My little bit of a prep. I get fucking so excited about the preparation for a session more than the session sometimes. Anyway, what we've got here is 5 things, right? So we've got gel. That's for during the session, in between, about 20 minutes, 25 minutes in. Sessions are about 1 hour, including warm-up, 50 minutes, so 25 minutes. Have an isotonic gel. These Beta Fuel from SIS. I'm going to have one of them in the car before I get there. Arguably something probably you should have during a cycle, if anything, which is one thing that I use heavily for Project Muscle on Wheels, which I will be bringing back this summer. Protein shake for after, just water for during, and then that in there is SIS Go electrolytes. 36 grams of carbs. That is pretty much everything. Footwear, supplements, doing a little bit of prehab. I'm going to do a little bit more now for my ankles, get changed, get in the car, get to the gym. There we go. Assault bike, 4 minutes into a 4-minute run, then 4-minute Ski-Erg and 4-minute row, 3 minutes rest times 3. And to say the least, the hardest part was the run, transition from the bike to the run. The lactate that kicked in, oh my god, fucking legs felt heavy as fuck. But as I say, it's done now, finished. So I'm happy with that, considering I haven't been able to get that session in this week, so I'm happy that's fucking done before the end of the week. And there is no fucking words. I'm going to sit here for a bit of cool down and then go back home, get a feed on, crack on. Thank you as always for watching these videos, and I'll see you in the next one.